football. So they deserve your support. When they come on out, make sure you show them some love. So we're going to practice a little bit. So on the count of 3, I want you to say yeah as loud as you can. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! All right, enjoy the game. Let's go, Torrent!
There you have it, team and the Milwaukee Torrent.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Torrent Park in the city of Milwaukee for today's Women's Premier Soccer League match featuring the Green Bay Glory and your FC Milwaukee Torrent.
After Team Ed of the Milwaukee Torrent supporters of the flood gets the crowd warmed up, we are ready for football here at Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Good afternoon, everyone. Dan Pfeiffer filling in for Simon Provan today on the My Could You broadcast of FC Milwaukee Torrent Soccer. As today, after a year away from the pitch due to the COVID-19 pandemic, your FC Milwaukee Torrent women return to play as they take on the Green Bay Glory coming down I-41 to take on the Torrent today in the opening match of the 2021 WPSL season. Exciting times as the Torrent get back to action this year. Of course, having to take last year off as many sports franchises did, both the men and the women for the Milwaukee Torrents, as you know. Could not have a season last year. That did not mean that there was not soccer here at Hart Park. Believe it or not, Forward Madison FC played some of its matches here at Hart Park in the Torrent's stead, as they were not able to play their matches at Breese Stevens Stadiums in Madison because of restrictions there. So there were some things that kind of moved around as as the sand shifted, if you will, with the pandemic last year. But for the most part, things are getting back to normal. We are still encouraging fans to socially distance when they come out here to Hart Park, but as we now know the science a little bit better, we know that when you're out in the open air, it's much more difficult to transmit COVID-19, and certainly about half the state of Wisconsin has now been fully vaccinated. So we are back to soccer, and we are back to action here in Wauwatosa. You might have heard Mr. T actually talking a little bit about the WPSL and the Lake Michigan Conference. 6 teams in the Lake Michigan Conference this year. Everyone's going to be chasing the Chicago Red Stars reserves. All the resources that the Red Stars have as a member of the NWSL, the top level of American women's soccer. Some might argue that it's the best women's soccer league in all of the world. The Chicago Red Stars have been a team that in the past 10 years has occasionally threatened for the crown in the NWSL, so their reserve squad is also very good. They have been the most recent champions of this conference, but you also have Chicago City, the Chicago Dutch Lions, and a new entrant this year, the Milwaukee Bavarian Soccer Club. And the Bavarians, of course, have a long history in the city of Milwaukee. The men's amateur side has had great success in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, and their women's side is also quite well known. So it's going to be quite the adventure with the Torrent taking on the Bavarians later this season. But first up, it is the Torrent and the Green Bay Glory. This is not the first match for either side. However, it is the first official league match. The Torrent actually took on the Iowa Raptors in a friendly, and they won that match 1-0. Jordan Raleigh with the lone goal in that match to give the Torrent the virtual 3 points in that contest. Obviously none given out since it was a friendly. And the Green Bay Glory played an exhibition match at Capital Credit Union Park, which is where they are now playing their matches. They have left Aldo Santaga Stadium behind, and they are now playing their matches at the home of the Green Bay Booyah of the Northwoods League of Baseball, a stadium almost better suited for soccer than baseball. It is on kind of a rectangular plot of land. And the Glory actually played to a 1-1 draw against North Shore United, a very good North Shore United U23 team, a club from Ozaukee County that provides a number of players to the Division I programs in this area, Marquette, UWM, even some that went up to Green Bay. So the Glory are a team that is still kind of coming together, and don't read much into that 1-1 draw. We'll talk about it. I actually was up in Green Bay to watch that match in order to scout this game out. And North Shore United is a club of players who have played together from a very young age. They are a very cohesive group, whereas the Green Bay Glory, much like the Torrent, have only had a few weeks of practice together and had to take much of last year off. So the fact that they played to a 1-1 draw against as cohesive of a squad as North Shore United should tell you a lot about the quality of that Green Bay Glory squad. Introductions going on right now for the FC Milwaukee Torrent side. Let's give you the starting lineups for today. First, for the Green Bay Glory, in goal will be Ashley LeCount. The Glory play a 4-4-2 formation. In the back, Mackenzie Scholes, Abby Gemza, Elena Abel, and Maddie Cruz. In the midfield, Michaela Zastro. Or correction, I should say that is... I don't believe that's Zastro in the starting lineup. We're going to check on that. Just have to make sure. Lauren Singstock, Hannah Leck, and Brianna Messner. Up top for the Glory, it'll be Anna Boyd and JC Milkey. For FC Milwaukee Torrent, it'll be Quinlan Warren in goal. We'll talk about the keeper for the Torrent today out of Grambling. In the back, Shannon McWilliams joins the Swenson sisters, Katie and Kelly. Kelly was a captain for Milwaukee's, or UWM's team that went unbeaten a few years ago, was robbed of a berth in the NCAA tournament. Katie plays at UW Whitewater. They will come together on the back today for the Torrent as they play a 3-5-2. It will be Erin Johnston, Kylie Sprecher, Elena Eckert, Mackenzie Balsarac, and Natalie Yass in the midfield for the Torrent. And Jordan Raleigh and Liz Beckers up top. Let's pause for the national anthem. Now that we have honored America, we will kickstart everyone's heart and get things underway here at Hart Park. Handshakes between the two teams. Our referee for today's match will be Dylan Seitz. You almost could not draw up a more perfect day for soccer here at Charles Hart Park in Wauwatosa. Someone call the mayor and get a photographer out here to take a picture of this one. 68 degrees, just light cloud cover. No need for the lights for this 3 o'clock match. This is going to be an outstanding atmosphere for this game today. And oh, by the way, the Green Bay Glory supporters, they are good friends with the Flood. We're all sitting on the same side today. You might not see a lot of the fans over in the stands on the other side in this camera shot, but trust me, there are a lot of supporters from both sides, all seated in about the same area today. You did see before the match started that T-Man, the infamous, if you will, supporter of the Milwaukee Torrent, was giving a rousing speech to the crowd to get everyone involved, and he even encouraged the Green Bay Glory supporters to support their side as well. So good news for everyone today as we get back to women's soccer in the WPSL. The Green Bay Glory huddle up on the touchline right now with their final conversation. They will wear their black kits, almost entirely black, just with white accents. You'll see they have multicolored numbers on the back. Can't see any of them right now, but black tops, black shorts, black socks for the Green Bay Glory with those white accents and the multicolored numbers on the back. The Milwaukee Torrent wearing their new combination blue and cream kits, the Cream City kits, sponsored by Atlanta Mortgage. A lot of hype about these Hummel kits. And don't forget, folks, if you want a kit of your own, head to MilwaukeeTorrent.com, and you can place an order and get one. Captain's meeting at midfield, along with our referee, Dylan Seitz, today. Seitz, a familiar name if you know Division I college soccer. Oftentimes works Milwaukee and Marquette matches here. Coin toss to determine who's going to kick this one off. A little bit surprised we didn't handle this before the starters were introduced, but we're handling it now. Hopefully we don't run out of Motley Crue music before we get this started. I don't anticipate we will. Goodness knows Tommy Lee in the group likes to rock out. Looks like we've got things decided. We'll take the ball out to the center. Of course, you're looking at the yellow lines here at Hart Park. There are seemingly lines for about 70 different sports out here on the new turf here at Hart Park. I can see, and believe it or not, I personally, being involved with Marquette Athletics, have worked 3 different sports here at Hart Park. I have worked lacrosse through Marquette University and Marquette University High School. I have worked football, a number of high school football games here. Marquette University High School plays here. Wauwatosa East plays here. The lacrosse lines are the blue ones for the men and the red ones for the women. The football lines are obviously the white gridiron lines. And, of course, we have the yellow lines for the soccer. It will be the Torrent to have possession first in this match as they will kick off. A rise of noise from the crowd as we get set to get this one underway here in Milwaukee. A little bit of a delay as Dylan Seitz looks at his watch, make sure his linesmen are in position. I do believe we ran out of Motley Crue, unfortunately. However, he blows his whistle, and we are underway in the 2021 WPSL season as the Torrent take possession of the ball first. Milwaukee Torrent playing a 3-5-2 formation as the first pass of the day does not make a connection in the forward third. And the Glory take possession for the first time today. They'll try and play the ball through the back. Interestingly, when the Glory took on North Shore United, and maybe part of this is North Shore United being a U23 team that has players that are on the rise and trying to prove themselves, North Shore United really tried to play direct against Green Bay, played forward, really looked to play down the wings. And some of that might have been the fact that the Glory used a different formation in the first half of that match, that 1-1 draw against North Shore United. They went with kind of a 3-2 back, and with 4 in the midfield and 1 up top, it was an adjustment for them. When you play with that kind of formation, you need to have your 2 outside midfielders drop, and North Shore United was pretty good about attacking along the wings and sending in crosses, and that might have just been part of the adjustment. They went back to more of their standard formation, a 4-4-2 with kind of a diamond in the middle for the second half of that match, and it seemed like they were able to hold down North Shore United a little bit more. That is Katie Svensson with the throw-in for the Torrent. Towards the top of the 18, we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul. So this will be a set piece for the Torrent. This will come about 3 yards outside of the box. Early on, just in the second minute of the match, and already the Torrent will have their first nice scoring opportunity of the day. Over the ball will be Erin Johnston. She of Marquette University, one of a number of players on this Torrent side who play at Marquette. 3-woman wall for the Glory. Dylan Seitz will come over. We'll set the wall further back. That 3-woman wall, along with one Torrent attacker who cannot stand in the wall, has to stand just off of it. That is a fairly recent rule change. Johnston into the box. A touch from the Torrent, but it goes the wrong direction. And now the Glory might look to counter, although the Torrent momentarily take possession. It will be held for a second by Lauren Singstock, and now we do see the Glory try to get out and counter, but that's a through ball played way too far out in front for anyone with the Glory. And Quinlan Warren, Torrent keeper from Grambling, gets her mitts on the ball for the first time today. As now the Torrent look to bring things back. We'll get a touch foul on the far side, and this will be a free kick for the Torrent. 4th minute of the match. Already an opportunity for the Torrent with that set piece sent into the box. Speaking of balls into the box, that's another one. It's going to take one hop, and it's going to come to the midst of Ashley LeCount in goal for the Glory. Just looking to try and create something, feeling things out here early on. The Torrent, of course, led by Andy Dobby. In addition to being the manager of the women's side, of course, he is the primary owner of FC Milwaukee Torrent, a very busy man, a guy who's involved in a lot of different things. If you're used to watching us on My Kaju, on the men's side, you, of course, know Andy likes to stop up here and join the broadcast every once in a while. Don't think we'll see him today, as I think he'll be a little bit too busy with his duties down on the pitch, but you never know with Andy Dobby. You just never know. Glory with it in the attacking half. Playing a little bit of short space soccer, but that's a ball played too far up, and now the Torrent will try and matriculate the ball down the pitch. Katie Swenson and Kelly Swenson in the back for the Torrent. That's a ball that takes a nice hop, and now a 1v2 situation for the Torrent. Ball played into the middle, can't find a friendly foot, and the Glory take possession. Of course, Kelly Swenson with that outstanding Milwaukee Panther team that was robbed of an NCAA tournament berth. Deserved to go. When we say they went unbeaten, you might think, well, certainly then they must have won the Horizon League tournament, but that is a negative. They actually lost the Horizon League tournament championship match in a shootout. That goes down as a draw officially. It's just that the winner of the shootout advances. So they were still able to claim that they were unbeaten. And they did not get named to the tournament field because the NCAA deemed that the Horizon League would only get one automatic qualifier. And none in terms of an at-large bid. But just about anyone who knows anything about Midwest soccer believes that Milwaukee Panther squad was absolutely robbed. And then, of course, the next year, that Panther team had its unbeaten streak snapped in an overtime match against their crosstown rivals, Marquette. Ball played into the middle, but that's a cross that goes well wide of the mark. Ends up hitting the side of the goal. That's the kind of a cross where you're not even sure whether you want to call it a cross or a shot. From that angle, more than likely, she was trying to find a teammate in the box. Instead, it will be a goal kick for the Milwaukee Torrent. Best run of the day, though, for the Green Bay Glory as they take the ball inside the 18 for the first time today. Ball played long. Too far for Aaron Johnston. Johnston, Kylie Sprecher, Elena Eckert, Natalie Yass. All Marquette Golden Eagles at one point or another. Yass only spent one season with Marquette. Nice touch and turn by Jordan Raleigh. A long-time FC Milwaukee Torrent fixture. She is taken down. That will be a foul. Torrent will push forward. We will get a free kick right at the midfield stripe. And this will be Katie Swenson to take it. Long ball over the top. Comes into the hand of the keeper, LeCount, and she is taken down by Jordan Raleigh. And we have a booking. That is a caution issued to Jordan Raleigh. And Dylan Seitz calls for the trainer as LeCount is down. Raleigh made an active play on the ball and took out the legs of Ashley LeCount, and LeCount is down. Aggressive play I'm not going to call it a dirty play. I think she was going for the ball, and it was just a matter of the timing. Glory supporters here, not fans of what happened, but probably the fair call. Heard a couple of rumblings about wanting a red for that, and in that situation where, again, you have two players making an aggressive play, yellow probably the right call there. Just outside the 6, LeCount is still down. The second keeper today for the Green Bay Glory is Miranda Neiman. We'll have to see if she gets called into action or not. The Glory reserves are all warming up over on the end line, and we see Neiman on the touch line take off her penny. She puts on the gloves, and she might get ready to go. We saw both LeCount and Neiman in that scrimmage against North Shore United. LeCount does get to her feet. She hops up and down. Looks like she's going to stay out there. Even looking at Neiman on the touch line, she is cheering on LeCount. Again, Dan Pfeiffer here filling in for Simon Provan, and Simon and I have a little bit of a different approach. We definitely have different experiences in the soccer world. Simon was more of a competitor on the pitch. I have been around it in the announcing realm a little bit more, but one of the things that I am involved in is a soccer camp run by a longtime assistant with a number of Division I colleges in both Wisconsin and Illinois, Stan Anderson. That is a bad square ball that is picked up by the Torrent. Played out wide. Beckers into the box. Right away, LeCount gets tested after she goes down. Cleared away by the Glory after LeCount knocks the ball away. But the Torrent still have it and will look to mount yet another attack. Although it's touched away, and now the Glory will think about countering. Challenge. Second challenge. Taken out. Nice recovery there for Shannon McWilliams, the defender out of St. Thomas, who recognized the run and was able to come over to help her teammate and stop the Glory momentum. But yeah, camp shutout, a goalkeeper camp, one of the nation's largest goalkeeper camps. We'll have a whistle and a foul as Natalie Ask got her feet caught up with Lauren Singstock. Free kick for the Glory. 40 yards away from goal, or we should say 35, given that it's at the football 25-yard line, American Gridiron football. Camp shutout, one of the largest youth goalkeeper camps in the nation, and they use the hashtag GKUnion. Goalkeepers have a special bond as we see this ball played into the box over the top of a Glory head. Possessed. Nice attempt. Give it up to J.C. Milkey, the captain for the Glory today. On the half volley. Put it in the air. But Quinlan Warren was there. Yeah, there's a bond amongst goalkeepers. It is a very unique position in the sport. It's not just wearing the different colored kit and getting to put your hands on the ball. It's the different things that you have to do in net. It's how much time you spend by yourself on the pitch and the different ways you have to train. So keepers look out for each other. In fact, I'm sure that even Quinlan Warren down at the other end was concerned about Ashley LeCount when she was down. But LeCount appears to be fine. In fact, has already been tested since she went down. And she'll get tested again here. Shot on. And a save by LeCount. As the Torrent have held possession throughout much of the 13 minutes that have eclipsed thus far in the match. And that was perhaps their best opportunity of the day thus far, although the Glory again looked to counter. Nice ball played forward by Singstock. Good step over by Kelly Swenson. She'll maintain possession. She'll just play the ball back to Warren in goal. And Warren will try to mount the charge for the Torrent. Momentarily taken away by the Glory, but they can't make anything of it. Scrap for possession in midfield, won by the Torrent. Played out wide, Aaron Johnston. Torrent will try to push forward. Nice quick recovery by the Glory. Just an optimistic sliding try there by Jordan Raleigh to create something for the Torrent. However, there was nothing there, and that one was played far too far forward. Ashley LeCount there to pick it up. Torrent regain possession. They'll try and regain their shape and see what they can establish. Torrent using a little bit more width today and a little bit more spacing, whereas we're seeing the Glory play a little bit more in space. And that's interesting, too. Tight spaces, we should say. The Glory play on a large pitch up at Capital Credit Union Park. A little bit more of a tight facility here at Hart Park with the track kind of reining in the touchlines. So you would probably expect the Glory to be the team that would be looking to spread the pitch a little bit more, and the Torrent to be the team that would play a little bit tighter. But the opposite has proven true thus far here in the first 15 minutes. Good to have you on board, though, today. Still no score. We are in the 15th minute. Torrent and Green Bay Glory. We have had one booking already. Jordan Raleigh got that card on the challenge of Ashley LeCount. Glory backline has been tested quite a bit early on. That rounded shape that you see, Abby Gemsa. Elena Abel is the right central defender. Chad Johnson is really high on Elena Abel. Coming into this match, I anticipated we would talk a lot about Abel and Kelly Svensson as we see the first substitution of the day. In for the Glory. That is Mackenzie Johnson, Coach Johnson's daughter. And she will come in to replace J.C. Milkey up top for the Glory. As you would expect out of a coach's daughter, Mackenzie Johnson, a very versatile player, can play pretty much anywhere on the pitch. However, we saw this in the friendly against North Shore United on Wednesday that Johnson played quite a bit up top, and it looks like that's where she's slotting in now. Counter opportunity for the Glory. But it is stopped yet again by Shannon McWilliams, who has been tested a couple different times today thus far. But from what the Glory have seen of McWilliams play, perhaps they'll want to look to move in another direction. Glory have had some success down the left side of their attack. Ball played along the touchline. Cross sent in. Well defended. And there you have Kelly Svensson. Two outstanding central defenders today. Nice move made by Mackenzie Scholes. Playing up a little bit forward from her spot in the back normally. Glory again playing in tight spaces. Seems to be what the Torrent are giving them right now. Nice ball into the middle. Interesting crossover. Roller towards nets, but it is picked up by Warren. Not much pace on that ball. Decent idea. Give her credit for the strike. And give credit for the shot to Maddie Cruz. But no challenge whatsoever for Quinlan Warren in net. 18th minute. Torrent and Glory doing battle here in Milwaukee. One other match going on today in the Lake Michigan Conference. That had the Chicago Red Stars reserves taking on the Chicago Dutch Lions. We'll try and find a score on that one at some point. Again, the Red Star reserves, once again the favorites in the Lake Michigan Conference. Champions in 2019. Nice challenge, and the ball taken away by the Glory. And Singstock. On the far side, that's Cruz. 1-2 ball, looking to get it back to Cruz. But it'll be just a little bit too far for her feet. It'll go over the end line, and that'll be a goal kick for FCMT. Nineteenth minute of the match on this absolutely gorgeous day in Wauwatosa. For those of you watching up in Green Bay, Wauwatosa is a western suburb of Milwaukee, a little bit northwest of downtown. It'll be Jelena Sever. Jelena Sever, we should say. Corner kick for the Glory, into the box, over the top, and that goes just wide of the far post. Big time opportunity for the Glory. And it goes just wide. First appearance of the train here at Hart Park in just a few moments. Don't be surprised if you hear T-Man, the leader of the Flood, the Torrent supporters section, blowing on his train whistle down there. Chugga, 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 choo-choo is the Torrent. Try to recover from that opportunity that the Glory just had off of that corner. Still no score yet, though, between the Torrent and the Glory. Inside the 18, shot on, just deflected wide by LeCounte. Liz Beckers put some mustard behind that one. First corner kick of the day for FCMT. Quick substitution for the Glory. And Mackie Bona comes on. Corner kick to come for the Torrent. It'll be Kylie Sprecher to take it. Sprecher, the proud Golden Eagle. Sends it into the box, looking for an in-swinger, but it didn't swing in on her. It went over the top of the goal. That one, I don't believe, ever was on the correct half of the end line. And the Torrent have to feel like that's a bit of a wasted opportunity. At least in terms of scoreboard time, we are halfway through this first half of play. And again, we are yet to have any score, although both sides have had decent opportunities thus far in the match. Ball played forward. No one there from the Glory to take it. Handled easily by McWilliams, who has played ably in that left back position thus far. She'll stand over the ball again, try to send it forward towards Aaron Johnston. Can't be handled, but again, the Glory, they've been dangerous when they've gotten into the attacking third, but getting there has at times been a bit of a struggle today. Glory want that throw in, but Dylan Seitz says, not so fast, my friend, a la Lee Corso, and says, this is supposed to be an FCMT throw. Taken by the Torrent, but they can't get it inside the 18. The Glory will clear and try and turn this into a counter opportunity. That's Mackenzie Johnson. Again, the coach's daughter up top. Looking for space. Not finding it. Touched along the touch line. The linesman will say that went out beyond the yellow line, and it will be a throw-in for FCMT. Anchored together is one of the themes this year for the Milwaukee Torrents. Of course, a new logo package coming into 2021 for this FCMT team. Just the fact we're referring to FC Milwaukee Torrent. Used to just be Milwaukee Torrent. Now they're going by FCMT. Or FC Milwaukee Torrent, as it were. The Green Bay Glory say, hey, call yourself whatever you want. We'll take the ball in the attacking third if we can get it, but the Torrent are able to take it away. We should say Mackenzie Balserac out of Eastern Illinois was the one that disrupted that Green Bay Glory attack. Ball played out wide. Torrent trying to find that right gap against this Green Bay Glory squad. Off the shoulders of Scholes, out of bounds. This will be Nicole Freeze coming in for the Glory. She'll replace Brianna Messner. Down the left side of the pitch for the Torrent, but well defended by Elena Abel. Again, that outstanding central defender for the Green Bay Glory. Goal kick for the Glory and Ashley LeCount. I've alluded to it a couple different times. We've gotten distracted when we brought it up. This Elena Abel versus Kelly Svensson matchup. Obviously not directly matched up since we're talking about two central defenders, but if there were ever a match where a 0-0 draw would make sense, as tends to happen sometimes in opening matches of the season, two squads with such outstanding central defenders, it would make a lot of sense. Good scrap for possession. Sight says play on. And the Torrent take the ball. Physical play. Supporters not happy. Both sides wanting to see the whistle blown. But Sight says it was clean. And the match continues. 27th minute, 0-0. Taken away. Outstanding run. Beckers, 1v1 with the keeper. Shot, save, Ashley LeCount. LeCount with the right foot, sends it away over the touchline. Beckers throws her hands up. She knew she had the best opportunity of the day, but she could not beat Ashley LeCount, who was taken down earlier in the match by Jordan Raleigh. But LeCount makes it count right there. Throw in for FCMT. It goes into the 18, but it's cleared away by the Glory. Natalie Yass. One touch back to Yass. The Torrent will reset out of the back. Beckers had a lot of goal, but give LeCount credit. She cut down the angle and was able to make the stop with the right foot. Not only did she make that save, she also sent it out far enough that the rebound would not be challenged for. Opportunity for the Torrent again, inside the 18, taken down, play on, says Dylan Seitz. Oh, Torrent supporters looking at Yelena Sever and thinking maybe she was taken down inside the 18, but it was shoulder to shoulder. And Dylan Seitz, seeing how competitive this match is, says play on. And now the Glory go on the counter. Ball played out wide. Is that going to be too wide? No, kept on the table by the Glory. The action picking up here in the 29th minute. Taken away by FCMT. Over the top of the ball, Beckers, who had that great opportunity before, out of IUPUI. Familiar with playing here at Hart Park. She went to school in Wauwatosa. Ball played forward, and that will go over the end line, and that may calm what was a frenetic sequence here at Hart Park. We'll get a couple of subs here for the Green Bay Glory. Short run for Natalie Freese. She'll be replaced by Brianna Messner. Abby Gemsa comes off. She is replaced by Hannah Krupa. 0-0 here in the 30th minute, but no shortage of excitement in this contest thus far. And we're seeing Chad Johnson using a lot of personnel today. Another sub in theory to come for the Glory. They could have gotten it there. They had the throw in, but The Glory chose to play on for the moment. Now we'll get the signal for the substitution again. The Glory supporters very good about giving applause to players as they come on and off. Mackenzie Scholes is the player that comes off. She will be replaced by Morgan Reinhardt. Good chance we'll have a few minutes of stoppage time after this first half, especially after LeCount was down for a couple minutes. Then again, Dylan Seitz being more familiar with the NCAA game as he is. We have seen it occasionally at this level, being a developmental level as it is, the WPSL being the second tier of American women's soccer beneath the NWSL. Sometimes we see the officials at this level decide stoppage time is unnecessary. We're a ways from it, though. We've still got about 1/3 of the first half remaining. We are a half an hour into this contest. And again, no score just yet. However, the Glory went just wide of the post on a corner kick about 10 minutes ago. And then about 5 minutes ago, Liz Beckers 1v1 against the keeper for the Glory, Ashley LeCount. Saw her shot deflected away. But we will now have a set piece for FCMT as we have a foul just inside the touchline, well outside the 18. Seitz not necessarily requesting that the Glory give 10 yards. Torrent aren't concerned about it. Ball played into the box, hooking in, and LeCount goes to the air and makes the save at first, but then has the ball go in at her. It's a goal for FCMT. Shannon McWilliams with the goal for FCMT. And it's 1-0 to Torrent with the lead in the 32nd minute. Shannon McWilliams gets FCMT on the board for the first time in 2021. A challenging ball for Ashley LeCount, who has been outstanding in that thus far today for the Glory. But McWilliams, who attended St. Thomas in Minnesota, says, "How's it going, eh?" It's going in the net. 1-0, FCMT on top. Yeah, beauty. Glory on the attack as they look to get an equalizer. Oh, the Minnesotans watching the broadcast today. Apologies to all of you. I'm making you sound like Canadians. This is not Strange Brew. Don't know if you can hear the conversation in the background that's going on in the press box, but no. We should avoid geographic stereotypes here, I suppose. Ball out beyond the touchline. Throw in for FCMT. A few substitutions, including for the Glory. Shaylin Garrett comes off. J.C. Milkey returns, and she will head right back up top for the Green Bay Glory. One of two captains listed today for the Glory. Ball into the box. Challenge for the ball. It stays on the pitch. Off the Glory, out beyond the end line. Corner kick, FCMT. Aaron Johnston will take this corner. Looking to send an in-swinger in. Just outside the 6, one bounce. An attempt off the foot of Kylie Sprecher. But it is deflected away by the Glory. Johnston again. Back into the box. Everyone on side. Knocked out wide by the Glory. Trying to chase it down Sprecher. She can't get to it. It's just sent away by Green Bay. Although the Torrent will regain possession with Natalie S. 35th minute, 1-0 FCMT in the lead. Through ball through everybody to the hands of Ashley LeCount. A little bit of a miscommunication. Sever. However, the Torrent regained possession. Into the middle. Cleared away by the Glory. Maddie Cruz. We're going to whistle on a foul. A little too aggressive on the part of the Torrent, and yes. Possession will go to the Glory after a couple substitutions, I believe, here. No, with the foul, they're going to keep them on the touchline. Nope, they'll allow them in. A little different than the college game. Anna Boyd among those back on for the Green Bay Glory. New face also for FCMT as Erin Johnston comes off. She is replaced by Taylor DeLong, an Iowa Hawkeye. Torrent possession in the back. Just in front of the waving international flags atop the bleachers on the far side of the pitch. Of course, a huge weekend for international football. The UEFA Champions League final yesterday, and being a Chelsea supporter myself, I'm a very happy man today after a 1-0 Chelsea victory in the Champions League final in Porto yesterday. Congrats to Thomas Tuchel and all of the fine folks with Chelsea FC. Had a chance in 2015 on my honeymoon to visit Stamford Bridge. And of course, Christian Pulisic, the first American male to lift the Champions League trophy. Saw the pictures online yesterday with him, his family. Very emotional moment for him. Very emotional moment for American soccer. And he has been a source of pride for the American game. Havertz with the goal in the 43rd minute to win that one for the Blues. Manchester City was the foe. Say what you will about the game at that level. And obviously this year has featured some controversy with some of those clubs who have a lot of international dollars pumped into them. Big time challenge there. We're going to get a whistle and a foul. Dylan Seitz not reaching for his pocket. Ultimately, that was three players coming together. That was part of what caused that collision more than anything. Glory with it, though, in the attacking third, seeing if they can get the ball inside the 18. They cannot. It'll go out. It'll be a throw-in for the Glory. Will they just send it over the top? Reinhardt. We'll get back to our discussion of international football in a moment. Presumably, after the Torrent clear this ball out of the box, playing it through the tight space, now we see them send it away. Played forward by Elena Abel. But the Torrent let that one go out. Yeah, the discussions of a Super League were quickly shot down. Man City and Chelsea were both planning to be a part of that during the brief time it was publicly known about. Both Man City and Chelsea, clubs that have had a great deal of money come in from outside of England to build their squads. Ball played into the box, challenge. Give credit to the Glory there for holding up and giving Warren the chance to field that long ball. That was something we did not see earlier in the match when Jordan Raleigh challenged Ashley LeCount. That one was pretty clearly headed towards the hands of Warren. And now the Torrent try to go on the counter. Speaking of Beckers, she had that opportunity earlier. That was kicked away. She tries to send it into the middle. Can't find Elena Eckerts. And LeCount is able to make the play. Eckert was on the run, and if she gets one small touch on that, it may be 2-0 FCMT. However, she was well marked, and she could not get that touch that she wanted. Man City with their fancy new stadium. Chelsea has plans to build a new facility where Stamford Bridge is in London. Those have run into some logistical hurdles, and obviously the pandemic has held up things for a lot of clubs in terms of plans to expand their facilities. A few new faces into the match here. Beckers comes off. She is replaced by Maddie Monticello, another name from Marquette. And a couple new players in the back for the Green Bay Glory. Katie Svensson got a head on it. Could not control. Nice one-touch pass. Ball played back into the middle. Nice ball sent out wide by Sever. Eckert, wide, waiting for a run, tries to send it in, cross is deflected, played back, yes, towards the near side, cannot find DeLong. The Glory assume possession of the football. And now they'll see what they can do with it, playing it out of the back. Torrent forcing the issue. Late in the first half, 42nd minutes. 1-0 FCMT with the lead. Back to the middle. Balcerzak. DeLong. Torrent will reset. Some say the Champions League actually reinforces how the top-level teams can remain at the top of their domestic leagues. Although this year we actually did see a little bit of a shakeup in some of the domestic leagues. You had Juventus failing to win Serie A, as they often do. You also had PSG not winning Ligue 1 in France. But it is the case that many of the non-Premier League domestic leagues in Europe are dominated by a small number of clubs who often are able to reinforce their finances with the big money that comes from being in the Champions League. And that's part of the reason why a number of those clubs said, you know what, why are we even dealing with the Champions League? Why not just create our own league and have dynamite matchups all the time? And I'll be honest with you, the concept isn't totally flawed in the sense that as an American, as someone who does not like getting up early in the morning, the concept of waking up at 7 o'clock to see Chelsea play West Brom or Southampton or whoever it may be that's not a spectacular opponent, as we get a couple more substitutions in the match here, is not one I'm particularly excited about. But if you know that every match is going to be Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Juventus, the big names doing battle, you're maybe a little bit more apt to watch some of those, and that might mean more TV revenue. However, the major thing that most supporters throughout Europe took issue with was the fact that there was no clear plan for promotion or relegation for the entirety of the league. There were going to be a number of charter members who were just in the league, and that was going to be it. And the worry was that with some of those clubs, there was not going to be any incentive to go out, buy players, and play better. They would just be able to reap the benefits of the other clubs. I personally think that there might have been some way that they would have worked that in, but it is all water under the bridge now, as UEFA, a number of the governments in the European continent, and certainly the supporters have all said, no, we do not want a Super League, thank you. Indication of 4 minutes of stoppage time 4 minutes of stoppage time from Dylan Seitz as we are in the 45th minute of this match between the Green Bay Glory and your FC Milwaukee Torrent, with Torrent leading the match 1-0 on the strength of a goal by Shannon McWilliams. Crossed in. Off the set piece. Offside the call there. Still plenty of time for either team to maybe mount one more charge and get one goal here in stoppage time, as we are now officially into stoppage time. Dylan Seitz has managed this match with aplomb. There have been a couple tough challenges today. These two teams not afraid to mix it up. That was one of the things I was impressed with seeing the Glory in their scrimmage on Wednesday night up in Green Bay. They took on a North Shore United team that was not afraid to be physical. Oftentimes you see friendlies just become a run in the park, but North Shore United came to play and came to prove itself. And on a cold night up in Green Bay, that was, if you remember the weather, if you're from around the Wisconsin area on Wednesday, it was your classic Wisconsin day where it was about 75 degrees at 3 p.m. and then it was about 45 degrees at 9 p.m. Something that tends to happen here in the state of Wisconsin for some reason. As my wife likes to say to me, why do we live in a place where the air hurts my face? Because it's a heck of a lot cheaper than California, that's why, unfortunately. But that 1-1 draw between the Glory and North Shore United was a good test for them to warm them up for today. However, the Torrent have the advantage in this one, 1-0. As the scoreboard timer winds its way towards the end of the first half. Glory with it in the back, being chased down. Elena Eckert creating pressure up top. Obviously, that's the way Andy Davi likes his teams. He likes his teams to match his personality. And take my word for it when I say he is an aggressive man and his teams play in a very aggressive way. Calls from the Glory for an offside call. They don't get it. Cross towards the net, but not enough in-swinging action on that cross on the far side. And the Glory will have a goal kick. We are 3 minutes into stoppage time now. 45 plus 3 in the parlance of the game. Dan Pfeiffer with you on this sunny day here at Hart Park. We would call it a glorious day, but so far it's been more of a Torrent day, as the Torrent have a 1-0 lead on the Green Bay Glory. Anchored together, and so far anchored on top of the scoreboard, FCMT, after that goal earlier by Shannon McWilliams. Train coming along just about in time for halftime. Eckert towards the middle. Yes. Played out wide. Torrent have to know that this may be the final possession. Although the ball is taken away from them just as I say that and sent out beyond the touchline. Glory have to know this may be the final possession of this first half of play. Of course, they would love nothing more than to get an equalizer right before heading back into the locker room. Ball through the back. Dylan Seitz, the referee, looks at his watch. A touch by the outstanding central defender, Abel. Back towards the middle. Sent into the box. Headed away by Kelly Svensson. Another ball over the top. That's going to be well wide and high. We'll see if Dylan Seitz even lets this goal kick happen. It looks like he will. But this might be one where, while the ball is in the air, he decides to give that whistle a little bit of a toot, toot, toot. That is not part of the parlance of soccer. Now we hear the strong whistle to indicate the end of the first half. FCMT, on the strength of a Shannon McWilliams goal, has the lead as we head into halftime, 1-0 over the Green Bay Glory. We will take a quick pause here on My Kaju. We'll come back, talk a little bit about what we saw in the first half, and preview the second half of this contest as that train keeps on rolling for the Milwaukee Torrent. Hey, the men's side has taken 3 points in every match they've played thus far. The women are trying to equal them here today. They have the 1-0 advantage at half on FCMT TV. Halftime here at Hart Park in Wauwatosa on this gorgeous sunny day to begin the 2021 WPSL season after there was no 2020 WPSL season due to the coronavirus pandemic. And FCMT has got things off to a good start thus far today. They have the 1-0 lead on the strength of a Shannon McWilliams goal off a set piece early, or we should say late in the first half. That McWilliams goal was a little bit awkward. When she sent it in, it looked like at first LeCount was able to get a hand on the ball, but she just couldn't keep hold of it and stay on the ground inside the field of play. She ended up kind of falling into the net and just could not keep control of the ball. And as a result, the ball went in, and it was a goal for FCMT. So Shannon McWilliams, the first to get on the board this season for FCMT. We did have one booking in the first half. Jordan Raleigh came in hard on a long ball that Ashley LeCount was trying to track down. Raleigh kind of caught LeCount with her foot and took the legs out from under LeCount. LeCount went down hard, was down on the ground for a couple minutes, but bounced back up. And as we like to say in soccer circles, she's tough. She's a goalkeeper. She played on, despite the fact the Glory's backup keeper, Miranda Neiman, did start to get warm along the touchline. But LeCount not only did get back to her feet, one could say that the best opportunity of the day, even despite the fact the Torrent scored on that set piece by McWilliams, came from Liz Beckers later in the half. Beckers 1v1 against LeCount, going down the right flank, sends just a rocket of a shot at LeCount, trying to beat her to LeCount's right side. But LeCount got the right foot out and was able to send the ball away with an outstanding save. So LeCount showing no ill effects from going down in the first half. This was pretty much everything you want out of an opening half of soccer for a season. Well played. You can tell both teams are very fit right now. Not really any injury issues to speak of beyond what we saw with LeCount. Good challenges, hard played, good defense, good attack. You saw both teams, too, actually running the pitch. There was no caution in what we saw in the first half. There was no feeling out period. Or very early on in that half, you saw both teams heading down the pitch, playing direct, trying to get out in front of their opponents. We only had a one offside call, too. So, this is the quality of soccer that you see in the WPSL. Some of the top players from Division I, Division II, Division III are here in the WPSL. We talk about Kelly Svensson, All-Horizon League player. We talk about Elena Abel, an outstanding presence on the Green Bay Glory. Chad Johnson, head coach of the Green Bay Glory. His daughter, Mackenzie Johnson, up top, outstanding player, willing to kind of shuffle it out down there. This has been a very good match thus far, and we should expect more of that in the second half. Do not be surprised if the Glory do not get an equalizer early in the second half, if they begin to push a little bit more, perhaps shift a couple of those midfielders a little bit further up top. You may even see someone like Johnson play up top along with their other top attacker, J.C. Milkey, in order to try and create something on that side. As for the Torrent, of course, they may have to drop back a little bit to try and counter any charge the Glory put on. If this remains a 1-0 advantage, the Torrent will probably try and want to make this a 2-0 match early in that second half, but that's not going to necessarily be easy. As we've seen with LeCount, as solid as she is in goal, as good as Abel is at moving that back line around and shifting the flow to stop the opportunities for the Torrent. And with the Torrent getting the one goal, again, it came off of a set piece. In terms of the attack, you can tell they're still trying to piece some things together today. Some of the passes haven't always been on. The Glory have been able to shut down the Torrent at times when they've been trying to connect the ball in space. Again, it's been an outstanding match thus far, and we are really looking forward to what we're going to see in the second half. FCMT, the Green Bay Glory. It's the Torrent on top of the Glory right now by the score of 1-0. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we will have second half action. You are watching FC Milwaukee Torrent on MyKajoo and FCMT TV. Time for the second half here at Hart Park in Wauwatosa. Your FCMT team. We have a couple roster updates to give you. Apparently, we were not told before the match that number 3 for the Torrent today is Annika Washburn, and number 12 is Katja Maleka. They are wearing the kits of Manti Monticello and Yelena Sever. However, that is not Manti Monticello and Yelena Sever out there. Once again, number 3 and number 12 for the Torrent. Annika Washburn wearing number 3 and Katja Maleka wearing number 12. In a couple roster updates for FCMT. The sounds of Diorio. Torrent FC. FCMT, we should say. Still getting used to some of this new branding for the Milwaukee Torrent. Back out there on the pitch in those cream and blue uniforms, the Green Bay Glory wearing the all-black today with the white accents, the multicolored numerals on the back. The Glory will get possession to begin the second half. That is Mackenzie Johnson out there to begin the second half for the Glory. And as you can kind of see from their formation here, it looks like they're going with a bit more of a 4-4-3 to start out here. As you see Johnson, Boyd, and one other attacker on the far side for the Glory. So, also right now playing up is Brianna Messner, but she may be in more of an attacking midfield position. The Glory get the second half underway, and we will roll the clock for 45 minutes of women's soccer here today. As we acknowledge the pirate sounds being made beneath us by T-Man, the leader of the flood section for the Milwaukee Torrent. Yar indeed. Although perhaps for our women's team, it shouldn't be Yar as much as Yes, as in Natalie Yes, who is out there for the Torrent. I will ignore the fact that everyone in the press box is shaking their heads at me right now. It's probably deserved. Yes playing a central defender position, kind of an advanced defending position right now for FCMT. Elena Abel along the back line for the Green Bay Glory. Coach Johnson really high on her. A lot of folks really high on her. Had a chance to talk with a number of folks in the Glory organization when it was there on Wednesday. Ball over the top. Coming out for the Torrent is the keeper, Warren. She sends it away. Now the Torrent will try and play the ball forward. A lot of T's in that statement. Going to make sure we don't leave any of those out. Glory get possession again. As you can see, the Glory are perhaps trying to play a little bit more direct here as you see Anna Boyd up top along with Mackenzie Johnson. Torrent in the middle, try to play the ball out wide. A lot of space given there, but a well-played ball. Chased down. Oh, and Kylie Sprecher is not happy with the fact that the linesman put up his flag for that one. It looked like she had kept that one on the pitch. Of course, it's not the ball touching the line. It's the ball going all the way over the line in soccer. And I have to say she maybe had a case that she was able to keep possession there. But unfortunately for Sprecher, possession goes to the Glory, and they will now take it into the attacking half with a long run up and a throw. Sprecher says enough of that, though. I'll take that ball back, and the Torrent will try and mount another attack. A little bit of contact, no foul, as Liz Becker's got taken down, and she kind of reaches for her back a little bit. She's limping a little bit as she comes up. The Glory go back on the attack for a second. However, a long ball is sent into the air by Svensson. Bit of a push in the back, no call. That's the aggressiveness you see sometimes out of Elena Abel. A few complaints from the Torrent faithful. You can get away with those sometimes in this game, especially if they happen when the one man who can call the foul, Dylan Seitz, is perhaps shielded, and that did come from behind where Seitz probably couldn't see it. Nice move. Sprecher takes the ball away. However, it's taken off of her feet. Now the Glory will look to come back the other direction. Good ball played out wide. Opportunity. Singstock. Crossed into the middle, sent away by FCMT. Throw in for the Glory in the attacking third. 49th minute of the match. We're just 4 minutes into the second half, and the action is picked right back up. Again on the far side. That's Freese. But it's taken in by Warren. Warren stays down over the ball for a few seconds. That might have just been to make sure that the Green Bay Glory attack had time to clear out of the way. Although she may have taken that one right in the sternum, and sometimes that'll knock the wind out of you, even as a goalkeeper. Ball played back, Green Bay Glory. Sent forward by Abel. One bounce, that could be a dangerous ball. Touched again in the attacking third. Sent away. That's Katie Svensson. Throw in for the Glory. Looking for a turn. Glory can't get it. Katie again sends it away. Leck. Out wide. Tough challenge. Freese can't keep it on the pitch. Goal kick for FCMT. One 0. Milwaukee Torrent with the advantage on the strength of the 32nd minute goal by Shannon McWilliams. One touch for the Glory. They'll get possession. Nice move by Leck. 1-2 ball. Leck can't possess. Sliding challenge. We will get a whistle and a foul. Freese. A little bit too tough. Coming around with the leg. Elena Eckert and Kylie Sprecher say a few words to each other. The Marquette teammates. Sprecher will be the one to take this free kick. Sends it well forward. Looking for the second ball. Torrent able to maintain possession. Nice little move by Liz Beckers, and this will be a throw in deep in the attacking half for FCMT. Sprecher on lane 1 of the track. Attempting to cross, it's sent out. Jordan Raleigh able to win a corner for the Torrent. It'll be Sprecher to send it in. Sprecher will line this one up. The wind is blowing in her face a little bit, as you can see from the American flag over there. A lot of backspin on that corner. Into the box. Up in the air. Sent away by the Glory. Placed just right by Kylie Sprecher. Torrent just couldn't get the second ball. Glory able to avoid the danger. Katie Svensson looked like she might have perhaps been at risk of getting a handball there, but no call from Dylan Seitz. Good ball forward. One touch. That'll go back to Beckers. Looking to get it back to Raleigh. Raleigh, nice move. Tries to take a sliding shot. It is deflected. The Glory have trouble clearing the ball. Again, it goes off a Torrent player. Now it goes outside. Sprecher can't possess, and the Glory are able to settle the danger. Disorganization and a couple blunders in the back for the Glory. But the Torrent cannot take advantage. Oh, very aggressive challenge. Mackenzie Balcerzak says, "How do you do?" to Maddie Cruz. But Cruz bounces right back up and says, "We'll take that free kick, thank you very much." She might remember that for later. Good ball played out wide. Freese along the touchline. Trying to read the defender Katie Svensson. Tried to send a cross in, could not find one of her teammates, but it is controlled again by the Glory. Leck outside, ball into the box. Reeled in by Quinlan Warren, and she heard footsteps, but it did not faze her one bit. This has been an outstanding team effort going both ways. Very entertaining soccer here today. Great ball played forward. Raleigh sent to the ground. Torrent faithful won a call, nothing there. Linesman raises his flag. They do get the whistle and the foul. The interesting thing about this, I'm not going to say this is chippy. These are good fouls. These are fouls over the ball. They're hard fouls, but they're good fouls. Ball into the box. Headed in the wrong direction by the Torrent. Played back. They'll try and space things out. This is not stuff after the play. It's not stuff off the ball. It's over the ball. They're hard challenges. These are two teams playing very hard in this opening match of the season. This is really good women's soccer, folks. Hey, if you have the chance, check out that schedule on MilwaukeeTorrent.com and make plans to come out to Hart Park. I have worked with Marquette University women's soccer for 15 years. Take my word for it. When I say this has been an outstanding match, this has been a truly outstanding match. This has been fun for me to watch, much less commentate on. Throw in for FCMT. Down at Valley Fields, where Marquette plays their matches, we have had a number of ranked teams that have come in through the years. Marquette women's soccer has had a few appearances in the Sweet 16. We're going to get a substitution for the Green Bay Glory. J.C. Milkey will come back out. She heads onto the pitch, and she will replace Shaylin Garrett. Also in for FCMT, Annika Washburn, as she replaces Elena Eckert. Don't know a lot about Washburn. She was one of those late additions to the roster today. An addition we didn't even know about until halftime. Got a whistle and a foul. Actually, I believe this is just Dylan Sight saying he wanted that set piece from earlier to occur further back. So the Green Bay Glory will just get the action back underway. Ball played into the attacking half. Challenge won by FCMT. Now the Torrent will try and play in tight space until we get that simple clearance. And the Green Bay Glory take possession back. Abby Gemsa back in the match for the Glory. Ball played out wide. Glory crossed in. Dangerous ball into the middle over everyone's head. Warren was kind of caught out of position there. And then a very heavy touch. That does not result in much, and the Torrent are able to avoid the danger. That was Hannah Leck that got her foot on the ball last, and she probably wants that one back. And this is something we talk about every once in a while when it comes to play at this level. One of the things that is not always easy for these younger players at this developmental level to learn is we'll see exactly what I'm talking about there from the likes of Katie Svensson. Oftentimes when there's chaos in the box, when they're is a scoring opportunity in the air. Ooh, tackle from behind, and very lucky not to be shown a card is Liz Beckers, as she came in from the back of Elena Abel, and that was a dangerous challenge, to say the least. Sliding try, but all ball for Hannah Krupa. Ball played forward. A lot of space for Hannah Leck. Good challenge, though, by Katie Svensson as she comes up. The Torrent, outstanding work on the back line. One player comes up, another recovers and comes from behind. No opportunity there for the Green Bay Glory, despite the fact that they had space. Although, yet again, we see Leck with the ball in the middle. Now worked around the outside. Cross into the box, punched away by the keeper, Warren. Not only did she send it away, she sent it through a path where it was able to get outside the 18. Shot well wide. The Glory know they need an equalizer, and they are pushing forward accordingly. But the Torrent are answering at every challenge. 60th minute, and hold on to whatever you're sitting on for the final 30 of this one. The wind picking up a little bit here at Hart Park. We can feel it in our broadcast position on the west side of the stadium. Ball played forward. A step for the attacker. Sent out, corner kick, Green Bay Glory. I reach for my binoculars to see what we have on the far side of the pitch. That will be Freese to take the corner. For the side wearing all black today, Johnny Cash-like, if you will. Ball sent towards the middle. Not a lot of swing on that ball, though. She definitely wanted to hook that one in, but instead it was a direct line that was headed away by the Torrent. A lot of Glory players in the middle there. Lucky for the Torrent that they're able to head that one away. And it goes out beyond the touchline. Throw in for the Glory. Cruz to throw it in. You sense that the Glory know they have the Torrent defense a little on the ropes here. There's a little bit of freneticism in their pace right now. Shot on, off the crossbar and over. Hannah Leck nearly got that one to dip under in the 62nd minute. She had Warren beat, but it hits the top of the woodwork and goes harmlessly away as the Torrent maintain their one-goal advantage. Katie Svensson. Shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Beckers is going to get called for it. She doesn't like the call. She thinks it was just a hard challenge. The intensity of this match has picked up in a big-time way. Ball played into the middle. Off a Torrent head. Sent away by Shannon McWilliams. McWilliams with the goal earlier in this match in the 32nd minute. That's what has the Torrent on top. Beckers tried to make a move. Sends it forward. Balcerzak. Taken down, no call. Dylan Seitz says play on. All of a sudden, some of these calls are not going the Torrent's way. Andy Dobby maintaining his composure on the touchline. I would not be surprised if he has a thing or two to say about some of the decisions Dylan Seitz has made in the last few minutes. Ball played into the middle. Good recovery by the Torrent. They'll try and possess through the back. Washburn, wide. McWilliams just sends it forward, headed away by the Glory. This will be a throw-in for the Torrent. As perhaps they try to counter some of this energy that the Glory have brought in the last 10 minutes. New face on for the Green Bay Glory. That is Trudy Kwidzinski. And do note she replaces J.C. Milkey. So that is a new look up top for the Glory as they try to get this equalizer. Torrent can't make anything out of possession. Goes out beyond the end line. We'll have a goal kick for the Green Bay Glory. Ball sent towards the middle, taken away by the Torrent. Washburn in the middle. Great ball on the run. Nice move by Ashley LeCount, and she is able to stop the attack for the Torrent. Yet another time that Ashley LeCount and her aggressiveness allow the Glory to remain just one goal down. Came off her line, saw the attacker in rally, trying to get to the ball, and was able to knock it away. Jordan Raleigh was right there, but Ashley LeCount got there first. Glory with possession in the back. Abel out wide. Lots of room for the Glory to move the ball up the pitch. Ball played forward. Freese. Nice move. Gets by Kylie Sprecher. Ball played forward. Caught Svensson flat-footed. But they're going to say offside against the Glory. Not so sure about that one. However, the Torrent, having not had great luck with the last few calls by Dylan Seitz, maybe have it made up for a little bit by the linesman. 66th minute of the match. FCMT 1, Green Bay Glory 0. Dan Pfeiffer with you here from Hart Park. We are through 1 hour of what has been outstanding WPSL soccer. Still at least 25 minutes left to go. Sprecher to throw it in right in front of the Torrent bench. Contact, and we will get a foul. Abby Gemsa knocks down Jordan Raleigh. Gemsa felt that Raleigh might have gone down of her own accord. And I do have to admit, given the contact, it did seem like Raleigh went down pretty easily. However, we are quite the distance away. And there's a lot of things that can go on. Goodness knows when you're running, your balance can be affected. So Kylie Sprecher will stand over the ball with a two-woman line for the Green Bay Glory inside the box. She'll send it directly towards net. Hit it on and in! A goal for FCMT! Off the free kick by Sprecher, it's Jordan Raleigh! And the Torrent have doubled their advantage. FCMT, 67th minute. The Torrent have done their damage off of set pieces today. McWilliams in the first half, Sprecher to Raleigh in the second. One touch off the head and in. 2-0 and desperation's going to start to set in for the Glory now. They do say a 2-0 advantage is the most dangerous lead in the beautiful game. This is when you can get a tad complacent. Shot right into the hands of Warren, saved. But my goodness, have the Torrent been dangerous on set pieces. 2 goals. Both of them off those fouls just outside the box. Glory on the run. Played towards the middle. Another shot. This one again. Possessed by Warren. That one had a little rise to it. Warren had to use those fingertips in order to reel that ball in. But the mitts are good for Warren. who has been solid in goal today for the Torrent, looking to maintain the clean sheet. Challenge in the midfield. Gemsa's going to win the challenge, but she's going to pay the price for it as she goes down hard. We will get a whistle and a foul called by Dylan Seitz. And he's going to have a few words for Mackenzie Balserac as she walks away. Ball played wide. No one there for the Torrent as Cruz over the top of the ball. However, they do recover, and this will be a ball played down the touchline. Raleigh, scorer of that goal, taken in by Becker. She's got to step on the defender, looking for a teammate to come across, moving along the end line. She's going to win a corner. Jordan Raleigh, one of the top attackers in the Lake Michigan Conference of WPSL. She now has her first goal of the 2021 season. And with Kylie Sprecher once again over the ball, having assisted on that second goal for FCMT, maybe they'll try and link the connection up once again. Sprecher sends in the corner, high, right into the middle of the box. At least it looked like it was heading towards the middle of the box, had it been just a little bit further to the left. Hits off the top of the goal. And the Torrent see that opportunity go by the wayside. Raleigh will come off with that goal. She's replaced by Elena Eckerts. Back out there for the Torrent. Another Marquette Golden Eagle. The Marquette players out on the pitch. All played under Marcus Roders, longtime coach at Marquette. His career came to a close a couple of years ago, and nonetheless a legendary figure in Marquette athletics. Marcus there for upwards of 25 years. Nice touch behind the back. However, the Torrent can't make anything of it. Battle for possession, won by Green Bay. That's Kwidzinski over the ball. She's new into the match. Played out wide. Kwidzinski again, taken off her feet momentarily. Nice step over. She gets it back. Played out wide again. The Glory really pushing forward, knowing they now have to get 2 goals. Headed away by the Torrents. A lot of contact, no call. Dylan Seitz says play on. Through the middle. Again, contact, no call. Ball played out. Glory get possession back. Gemsa out of the back. Played out wide to Cruz. Cruz, not a good first touch. She's able to maintain possession, however. 1-2 ball back to Cruz. Sent away, and they'll let Abel, the central defender, play it forward. Trying to go direct, too much. Johnson couldn't get ahead on the ball. Quinlan Warren will get her hands on the ball. But the last few years at Marquette, things did not go Marcus's way, and a change was made. But a familiar face came back to Marquette University, Frank Pelaez. Ball played forward, offside. The linesman flag goes up, and indeed it did look like Mackenzie Johnson, daughter of head coach Chad Johnson, was a step ahead of the defender when that pass was made. Frank Pelaez had been down at Loyola with another former Marquette assistant, Barry Bimby. A couple times they were Missouri Valley Conference Coaching Staff of the Year. Great hire, a welcome hire, and Marquette is kind of rebuilding the program a little bit. Didn't get back to the NCAA tournament this year, but at least on the women's side. On the men's side they did, but optimism runs abound as Frank Pelaez is a well-liked figure at Marquette. He teaches a very intense brand of soccer. We've seen some of that here today out of the Marquette players on the pitch, and even though they may not have had Frank as their head coach, Although Kylie Sprecher did, because she played with the Marquette program this year. There is a lot of hope that Marquette will get back to being the top 25 caliber women's program that it was routinely throughout the 2000s and early 2010s. Of course, the Milwaukee Panthers program has been very good throughout many of those years. Nice cross. And the Torrent are going to win a corner there just out of the run of play. Kind of trying to sneak things up there. We'll have a new face out there for the Torrent, replacing Kylie Sprecher. You'll see the name Monticello on that kit. However, it's Katie Maleka that is in that kit today for FCMT. I believe that's also Katie Schmidt that went out there for the Green Bay Glory, number 6. Headed towards goal, but without much pace. The Glory are able to get a momentary clearance. Now they send it further out wide beyond the touchline. Be a throw in for FCMT. 75th minute. Torrent 2, Green Bay Glory 0. Throw in for the Torrent. Much like a pitcher, Maleka wants a new ball. Apparently that one was scuffed a little by the track. Goodness knows when you're throwing the curve or the screwball, you want to make sure you've got one that's nice and smooth. Ball in the middle. Balserac. Outside, Natalie Yes. Torrent working the ball around the edge as well. Ball played across. Nice cross out of Maleka. Fresh into the match. Sent out beyond the touchline, and all of a sudden the Torrent are starting to take up residence in the attacking third. With this much time left in the match, a third goal would basically seal the deal for FCMT. Throw in. Bounce over the top, and an aggressive move made by Ashley LeCount. She is allowed 2 goals today. One of them she probably wants back in the form of that set piece that went in for Shannon McWilliams in the first half, where she could not keep her personage or the ball outside of the goal. However, that other goal scored by Jordan Raleigh off the corner kick by Kylie Sprecher was an impressive piece of teamwork by the Torrent. Not really much that LeCount could do. Glory back on the attack. Ball sent over the top, and that's not going to turn into much. Much too heavy of a strike for Fries, who has spent a lot of time on the pitch here in the second half. Nicole Fries. Some new faces in for both sides. Trudy Kwidzinski comes off, replaced by J.C. Milkey, who heads back up top for the Green Bay Glory. Also into the match for FCMT, Sophia Toscano. She comes from Parkside, Division II school. For those of you Glory faithful who may not be familiar with UW Parkside, really the only major Division II college in the state of Wisconsin, at least the only one in the UW system. Most of the UW schools in D3. Parkside. Kind of down Racine, Kenosha way. Very southeast corner of the state. Attract students from both the state of Wisconsin and the state of Illinois. And speaking of Toscano, over the ball. However, she is fought off the ball by Henelek, who had that great opportunity for the Green Bay Glory about 10 minutes ago. Shot that went off the crossbar, off the top part of the crossbar. The Glory, when they were down 1-0, really mounted a charge in the first 15-20 minutes of the second half. But they could not get on the board, and then the Torrent answered with their second goal off the header from Jordan Raleigh. courtesy of the set piece by Kylie Sprecher. Once again, that's Maleka. It says Monticello on the back of her jersey. Maddie Monticello not here today. New faces for both sides. 2 subs for the Glory. Including Lauren Singstock returning. Throw in for FC Torrent. Dispossessed. Anna Boyd. Straight up the middle of the pitch, and she has reinforcements coming on both sides. Sends a cross. Right side. No flag. Shot deflected in the box. A diving stop made by Quinlan Warren. She disrupts the attack by seeing the ball loose just outside the 6. And she's able to tell the Glory to get back down the pitch in the other direction. Out of bounds. And we'll have a quick substitution for FCMT as Liz Beckers, while trying to chase down that ball, ends up just running over to the bench and staying there as she is replaced by Monica Robinson. Robinson finished her college career at Missouri Baptist. A widening path to get back here to Milwaukee. One too many soccer balls on the pitch. We rectify that situation and get back to the action. Robinson gets her head on the ball. They say it went out off the Glory player, so another throw in for FCMT. 81st minutes. FCMT 2, Green Bay Glory 0. Yes. Not sure if that was an intentional step over or if she just kind of missed making contact with that ball. However, the Torrent were able to at least get one more pass out of that possession before the Glory took it back, trying to just play it direct. Katie Svensson takes it back. That's Eckert. Eckert more than happy to just take possession and kind of hold on to the ball. Sent out wide, Maleka. Robinson fresh into the match. A little bit too heavy of a touch for her. Goal kick for the Glory. Substitution for the Glory. This will be Katie Schmidt returning. And coming off for the Glory is number 5, Mackenzie Scholes. They call her Z. Part of the Green Bay Glory attack. That's Annika Washburn, another Torrent player who is not wearing her own name on the back of her kit today. These Cream City kits that the Torrent and the Flood have grown to love. We've seen the men in these kits quite a bit, too. Seems to be their favorite selection. The new look for FCMT, anchored together. Glory take possession. Time the enemy of the Green Bay Glory right now. Goals by FCMT in the 32nd and 67th minutes. You can almost divide this match into thirds and say the Torrent scored pretty much at the line between the first third and the second third. Ball played forward. That's Mackenzie Johnson, who can't find anything. Well defended by Katie Svensson. Katie and Kelly. Good job in the back, headed on and in. J.C. Milkey. Goal number 1 for the Green Bay Glory. 83rd minute. And the Glory cut the Torrent's lead in half. One touch was all it took to beat the keeper Warren to the near post. The goal is in for J.C. Milkey, and it's 2-1. The Torrent now back to clinging to a 1-goal lead. Well, as much as the Glory had been pushing forward in the second half, that goal should come as no surprise. Now, if you're the Torrent, though, you have to stabilize the defense and hold on to that 1-goal lead. Momentum has shifted back into the Glory's direction. Ball played back. Torrent with it again. Washburn. Sent away by Katie Svensson. One quick touch, but no one forward for the Glory to turn that touch into anything substantial. Challenge for the ball. 2 players go down. It's taken by the Glory. That's Boyd. In the middle, shot deflected. Another opportunity towards the far post. All Warren could do was watch, but fortunately for FCMT, the shot goes wide. We do have an FCMT player down. We'll also have a substitution for the Glory. And Meki Bona comes off. Still can't quite see who that is that's down for FCMT. So we will have a stoppage here in the 86th minute, and gingerly getting to her feet. The injured FCMT player. That is Shannon McWilliams, whose goal earlier in this match put the Torrent up 1-0. Right now, the difference is the Jordan Raleigh goal off the set piece by Kylie Sprecher in the 67th minute. That made it 2-0 Milwaukee Torrent. The Green Bay Glory did cut that advantage in half by making it 2-1 with a J.C. Milkey goal. We do see Kylie Sprecher return for FCMT. Didn't see who came out onto the pitch for McWilliams. Through ball taken by the Glory. Whistle and foul called for initially by the 4th official. Dylan Seitz waited to see if there was any advantage. There was not, and then he allowed the Glory to have the free kick. That's Milky, who just had a goal a few minutes ago. However, we'll get a whistle. Free kick for the Torrent. Ball played wide. Kelly and Katie Svensson have been busy here in this second half, the sister duo. Now they're just trying to help the Torrent hold on. 88th minute. We'll see how much stoppage time we have. Of course, we had that lengthy time in the first half when Ashley LeCount was down. Ball played over the top. Foot race to the ball. Picked up just inside the 18 by Quinlan Warren. Quinlan Warren has had an outstanding day today. Unafraid to come off the line. She'll send it away with the punt just inside the 18. Second ball won by FCMT, kept on the pitch by Taylor DeLong. I do believe it was DeLong that came in for the injured McWilliams. Ball played out, throw in for the Glory, 89th minute. Can FCMT hold on? Not panic time yet for the Green Bay Glory, but they know every opportunity is crucial at this point in the match. And certainly they need to capitalize on at least one to get that equalizer if they're going to come away with at least a point. Played out by Kelly Svensson. Kelly manning that central defender position. Katie has tended to be a little bit more wide. Out beyond the end line, and that's going to help the Torrent. That's going to result in a goal kick. We are now into the 90th minute. Looking for an indication of added time. The fourth official is calling out to Dylan Seitz. He says 5 minutes of added time. 5 minutes of added time. And for the fans of the Milwaukee Torrent, that will feel like an eternity. Katie Svensson has that attempted clearance go off a Glory player. It heads back into the 18. Now the Torrent just trying to maintain possession and get the ball out of the defensive half. Taken forward, that's Robinson, who came into this match late. Robinson down the left touchline with a couple steps on her defender. The Torrent try to cross the pitch. Can't connect. The Glory will get it back. First minute of stoppage time. An excellent match today, no matter what the result. Oftentimes, first match of the season, you're content with a draw. Neither of these two teams looked like they wanted to get a draw today. Next match for the Torrent will be next Saturday. It will be in Chicago against Chicago City. Chicago City, in the meantime, will have to take on the Red Stars on Wednesday night. The Glory will have a second match on the road next Saturday. They will be the foes for the Red Stars. The Torrent just trying to hold the ball in the corner, trying to waste some time. The Glory get possession back, though. Trying to take advantage of the open space. Johnson in the middle, coming way off her line. Quinlan Warren. Dangerous at best. But it worked for Warren as she came 25 yards outside of goal. Freeze back on for the Glory. A missed touch, a late touch by a defender or the attacker. Honestly, we'll call that a questionable decision by Warren, but it worked out for her. Substitution for FCMT. That's Raleigh, who comes off with what is now the difference in the match, the goal. Liz Beckers comes back on. Goal kick for Warren. Wow, riding the back of Robinson. That's Freese over on the far side of the pitch. No whistle. Another throw in for FCMT. Now FCMT takes it forward. The Glory clear. The Torrent will be fine to just have this ball bounce around the midfield for a few more minutes. Robinson with the tough challenge. It goes out. They say it was off of Robinson. Throw in for the Glory. 93rd minute of the match. Again, we will have 5 minutes of stoppage time. Twisted around. Kelly Svensson. It's the one thing that she probably wishes she could add to her game that she can't. a little bit of height. Kelly shorter than her sister Katie. We'll get a whistle and a foul call. Just inside the touchline on the far side of the pitch. The Glory, of course, will try to play this ball forward. It is a crosswind right now, just so you know. Ball played through. That'll go wide. And a wise decision there by Warren. She had the opportunity to either put a foot on that ball or try and pick it up with her gloves. Instead, she saw it was going wide of the near post. She allowed it to go out. That may take a little bit more time away from this match. We are now in the 5th minute of added time. 5 minutes is what was indicated. We have had a couple substitutions in added time. It is entirely possible we could go into a 6th minute. The Glory in the middle, pushing everybody forward. A little surprised not to see LeCount all the way down the pitch right now, with 1 goal being in the difference in the match. Throw in. Wide, Cruz. Knocked away. Coach Johnson for the Glory, all the way down the touchline, pleading with his players to send the ball into the box. Call for a handball. No whistle. Back into the box. Touched away. Lack had that great shot earlier in the second half. Flag is up for offside. Dylan Seitz makes the call. That may prove crucial. That may be the last opportunity for the Green Bay Glory in this match. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship right now from Quinlan Warren. Not sure where exactly she should place the ball for this free kick. She'll hesitate. She'll look down the pitch. Dylan Seitz says, please serve the ball. Waiting for contact. And now all eyes are on the referee Seitz. When will he blow the whistle to end this match? FCMT hoping they can just hold on to the ball for a few more seconds and take home 3 points. Headed down, and there it is! The final whistle! FCMT holds on to beat the Green Bay Glory 2-1 to open the 2021 season here at Hart Park. And what a match it was! Milky with the lone goal for the Glory, but McWilliams and Raleigh do the job for FCMT. And Andy Dobby can know he walked away a winner in the opener here in 2021 after a year away from the pitch for the Milwaukee Torrents. This one had it all. And we hope you enjoyed the broadcast here on My Kaju. Dan Pfeiffer here with you today, and I feel fortunate to have called this one for you. Wow, what a contest. FCMT, a 2-1 winner over the Green Bay Glory. McWilliams and Raleigh with the goals for FCMT in the 32nd and 67th minute, respectively. J.C. Milky with the lone goal for the Glory in the 83rd minute to make it interesting. In front of a good crowd here at Hart Park. The Glory faithful represented well today. But it's the Torrent that come out on top. We do want to remind you that FCMT women's soccer will again be back in action on My Kaju. Next Saturday, it'll be a broadcast manned by the folks at the Chicago City Soccer Club. We'll have a 4:30 start time for that match from the Hope Lions complex. And then your next opportunity to see the women back here in Milwaukee will come on Wednesday, June 23rd. Quite a while until we get the next match. It'll be the Torrent taking on the Bavarians, an anticipated match here at Hart Park. That one will start at 7 o'clock. If you get the opportunity, come on out here for that one. That's going to be an exciting night here at this fine facility in Wauwatosa. But today, in the opener of the 2021 WPSL season for FC Milwaukee Torrents women, they get a victory by the final score of 2-1. Down on the pitch right now, you can see Andy Dobby with his squad clapping his hands and commending them for the effort. Again, a great energetic match on both sides. A lot to be proud of if you're either a Glory supporter or a Torrent supporter. And that'll just about do it for our broadcast today. I have been happy to bring you this one. My name is Dan Pfeiffer. I'm saying be a fan. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time. My thanks to Simon Provan for letting us fill in. To Kevin O'Connor, everyone involved with the broadcast, all the camera guys. I hope I didn't make you laugh too much while you were trying to run the cameras, or at least laugh at me too much. Believe me, it's deserved to laugh at me. That'll do it for today. You've been watching Milwaukee Torrent Soccer on My Kajoo and FCMT TV.